In this video, we want to go ahead and fix our overlap not working. So currently, if we overlap our trigger component, or our box component, we are not printing out the text. So the reason for that being is in the previous video, I forgot to set this as a U function. So our on component begin overlap should be a U function, in which case we can go ahead and compile and relaunch the editor. So once that ends up, relaunching, we should have a log being printed out saying that we were overlapping, like so. Actor overlapped, actor overlapped, actor overlapped. So that's good to go. Now what we need to do is actually set this up so that when we overlap with our box component, we can disable our ability to attack and take damage. So the way we're going to do that, and actually I want to go ahead and scale this up a good bit. And I'll go out some. So pretty much, we'll do roughly this block. There, that should be good. So now I know the bounds. Okay. So when we overlap, we want to check what the actor is. So we have other actor that's being passed in. So what we can do is cast it. So if, then we cast to our character a safe zone tutorial character, in which case writer automatically included the header for me. So if you have not done that, include safe zone tutorial character.h and call it character. And did I copy something wrong? There we go. And call it character. And we're going to go ahead and cast it to that type. So a safe zone tutorial character from other actor. And if this is true, I'll leave the text the same. What we want to do is, for starters, we want to do this on the server. So if as authority, which means the server, because the server is going to have authority over this box component here that we placed by hand, we want to have a function on our character that we can call, make it public, that will allow us to control whether or not we are in a safe zone. So I'm going to do void. Let's do set in safe zone will be in safe zone. Go ahead and generate the implementation. Now let's call it. So character is in say no, what was it? Set in safe zone. And we're going to pass in true. Now this will make it so when we enter it, this will get triggered, and then we want to have a on component begin or end overlap. That will do the exact opposite. So I also set this to generate overlap events. You can ignore that. That's already done by default. I did it for testing. But we do get component, or get our collision component on component end overlap dot add dynamic, pass in this, and that's the same thing again. So a triggers box safe zone, and we need to make a function for it, and I believe it's actually the same parameters. I'm just going to copy and paste it, and on component end overlap. Okay, now, dang nabbit, there we go. Yeah, this is getting annoying. There we go. End overlap. Generate the implementation, and we're good. We're going to do the exact same thing. Copy the contents, and just pass in false, and change the text to actor unoverlapped. Now we're going to pass in that function to it, and we can see the parameters are different. So let's control click on overlap end. And here we have the F component end overlap signature. We're going to do the same thing there. And here we have the overlapped component, other actor, other component, and the other body index. So we have all the parameters aside from the sweep result. So we can come down here. Here's our sweep result. B from sweep. Delete the remaining two, or the last two parameters, like so. from the header and the .cpp, and we are good to go. So that came in handy there. Not sure what I clicked for you. And we are pretty much good to go. Now we just need to set it up so that we cannot attack when that is the case. So I'm going to have a control boolean. So I'll move it up here. So our bool be in safe zone. By default, this I want it to be false. And then have a check. Well, sorry, set in safe zone. We're going to do be in safe zone equals be in safe zone. I did. All right, let me change the parameters up, or a name up a bit. So is in safe zone. Yeah, good enough name. So that when this is true, I want to pretty much return from this. So if be in safe zone, we return. So that way nothing else below it will run. And same thing goes, pretty much we're already dealing the damage there. So we're not going to be able to attack at all. But if we're outside it, we don't want to be able to die. So we call server attack. That performs the attack. We're on the server. We perform the line trace, get the character that we hit. And right now we're setting B is dead to true on our own character. So what we want to do is we want to set this on the character that we're hitting. So this is currently a protected. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and create a public function called void kill. And all that kill does is if has authority, we set B is dead to equal true. And that's it. Let me move these down right here. So now instead of calling B is dead, we're going to call character kill. So inside of kill, we do that check if has authority. We're going to do that, but first thing we want to do is if B in safe zone and has authority. So I'm going to go through and step by step walk you through this as well once I go ahead and compile, but I just want to make sure that it works first. So let me go ahead and compile and relaunch the editor. Alrighty, so let's do clients. We'll play as client, so pretend we're on a dedicated. And I wanted to do editor window. Well, let's see, on overlapped, that's good to go. If I press E, no, holds F, says hit another character. So we're not printing out the log, which actually I think I forgot to do that. So attack, hit another character, character kill. Yeah, we're not printing out. Let's see, we have our on rep. So that should actually be firing, unless it's just not showing up in the log for whatever reason. And we might actually be in the safe zone, so that potentially could be why. No, wait, no, that would disable attacking altogether. Okay, so we have a bug that we have to work out. So currently, we are running this, in which case we should be running kill. I want to confirm that it's not because we don't have a listen server going. Okay, so that's not why. So for some reason, when we call kill, so if B in safe zone is true and has authority, we set B is dead. The problem is we are checking if we are inside the safe zone. So if we are in the safe zone, we want to kill ourselves. Well, die. We want it to be if we are not in the safe zone, then we allow ourselves to be killed. So now I'm going to play as client again. Simple mistake. Press F. As you can see, it killed that character. Print out the log, and I'm printing it again, but he's already dead, so nothing's going to happen. So now let's go ahead and run this guy into the safe zone. So we're in it right now. Press F. we're hitting the character, but he is not dying. The log's not getting printed. And same thing, you can see the debug lines being printed. So I enter the safe zone. I press F, and there's no more lines. Come out of it, press F, and there's more lines. So I run this guy out of the safe zone, press F on him, and it now kills him. So we now have a functional, replicated, multiplayer ready safe zone. That's just one simple way that you can go ahead and use this kind of setup. There's obviously going to be more, but I wanted to use this kind of as a base, so that allows us to expand on in the future, because in the next few videos I want to kind of make it more useful, so to speak. So I want to make a platform that you can pick up and drop items on. So when you do this, I want to make it so more weight, like you can calculate the amount of weight that is inside of the trigger. So it's going to be kind of like a pressure pad. So that's what we're going to be probably trying to make in the next video or videos of this little series. And I think that should be kind of fun because it actually has more of a purpose than a safe zone. The only thing I can think of that would have safe zones are games like DayZ, kind of survival. Well, not vanilla DayZ, obviously. But anyways, we are good to go there. We have our base for the safe zone. And yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that in the next video. We're going to add just do some more fun stuff. Anyways, glad you sat through hopefully all this boring mess. But if you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below, where I create a team deathmatch tutorial series from scratch using Unreal Engine and C++. And the same thing goes for my patrons who get early access to my videos. So any series that I make, if there's not anything ahead of it, they get early access to it. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to join my Discord down below, and I'll try to help you out to the best I can. Anyhow, it is getting late, and I still have recording to do, so I'll see you in the next video.